You think sometimes that the negative emotion that you feel is because you're looking at a condition or a circumstance that isn't pleasing. Someone said, my lover left and I am sad. And we said, no, you're not. And she said, my lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. Abraham, what's wrong with you? Can't you hear? My lover left and now I'm sad. And we said, no, you're not. She said, all right, I wasn't sad. My lover left. Now I'm sad. I'm sad because my lover left. And we said, we know that's how it seems, but you're sad because you're focused upon the absence of a lover, when in your vibrational reality is the presence of a lover. And what you want is the presence of a lover. And when you focus upon the absence of a lover, you tear yourself apart. And that's why you feel this negative emotion. You are assigning this sadness to someone else's behavior. We are assigning this sadness to your behavior. We are assigning this sadness to your inability to focus inside the vortex. That's hard to hear. Esther doesn't even want to hear that. Please give me just a little bit of, can't the universe just make me the one exception just this one time? Can't I focus upon the absence of what I want without it being my fault? Can't it be the fault of the person who is displaying the behavior that I'm focused upon? We say, well, that's conditional love if we've ever heard it. Now what are you going to do? Try to control the world so that you can feel better? Oh yeah, that is what you try to do, isn't it? That is what you try to do, but it isn't working out, have you noticed? You have a war on drugs and a war on terrorism and a war on cancer and a war on teenage pregnancy and a war on, and they're all getting bigger because when you push against unwanted things, you hold yourself outside the vortex where the solution is. And this is the most important thing that we want you to hear. Oh, hear this. We'll say it again and again until you get it. When your life and what you're sifting through the contrast helps a problem to come into focus, the whole time that problem is coming into focus outside the vortex for you, oh, you're going to love it. The solution is coming into focus inside the vortex. Thought for thought, point for point. Little problem, little solution. Bigger problem, bigger solution. Boom, 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 boom. We're not kidding you. In every moment that through life you, blessed beings that you are, have carved out and defined with great detail the problem, without even knowing it, you've been carving out with great detail the solution. You just haven't known it because while you're beating the drum of the problem, you don't have access to the solution. But it doesn't mean it isn't there, and it doesn't mean we don't have access to it, and it doesn't mean you can't too if you'll come over here where we are. Don't you like that? So, the other day, something's going on. Esther's feeling uncomfortable about it. She said, hey, the good news is we're creating something really wonderful over there where we can't see it. But it's good to know. Isn't it good to know? If we can convince you in this short time that we're together today about the existence of this vibrational reality, if you leave here accepting the reality of this vibrational reality, and then we're able to show you how you can focus yourself there regardless of what's going on over here in your reality, you will find relief immediately. A woman said, I cannot pay my mortgage and I don't know what to do. And we wanted to bring her into the vortex. We wanted her to think hopeful thoughts. She was really stubborn. She didn't want to really do that. She wanted to face reality. But once we were able to convince her that she can't, in this moment, while we're having a conversation with her, she can't produce out of thin air the money to pay her mortgage. It had gone far out of whack. She was not going to manifest those dollars that day, in that moment, in the hour that we spent in conversation. She was not going to manifest those dollars. So she could not change reality. And if her emotion depended upon her reality changing, then she was in for a long, hard winter. But if we could convince her that her emotions don't have to be dependent upon what manifests in this moment, when we were able to convince her that she could go into the vortex where relief is now, she can find relief now. She can't find the money this red hot minute, but she can find relief now this red hot minute. She can find relief. She can go to the vortex. She can find relief. And once we were able to suck her in with our very clever, law-based knowledge, in her absence of resistance, the money came that week. When you release resistance, you release the only thing that is holding you apart from what you want. The difference is, so many humans aren't willing to release resistance until the help comes. They say, I want to be over there. And we say, what's over there? And they say, I don't know, I'm over here. We say, well, what would it be like over there? I don't know, I'm over here. Well, try to think about what it's like over there. I can't. I'm so unhappy about what's over here. We say, well, if you could just think about what's over there, you could shift the way you feel. And then vibrationally speaking, you'll be over there, and then everything else will follow. Now, bring it to me while I'm over here, and then I'll go over there. That's sort of what most people say. Show it to me. Show me the money. Show it to me, and then I will have a emotional response to what is. And we say, that really is the opposite of what the art of allowing is. The art of allowing is finding a way of allowing alignment regardless of what's going on in reality. It's also what unconditional love is. I'm going to find alignment with the love that is me, regardless of the condition that's going on. I'm going to discover unconditional love. I'm going to discover unconditional alignment. I'm going to discover unconditional releasing of resistance. I'm just going to let it go because it doesn't feel good. I'm going to let it go because it doesn't feel good. But you know, we've never seen anyone that could let something go without finding something else. When you say, I'm not going to think about that thing that I'm thinking about anymore, you're thinking about that thing that you're not going to think about anymore. And then you say to your friend, help me not think about this. About what? About that. I don't want to think about that anymore. Why don't you want to think about that? Because it doesn't feel good when I think about it. Well, what's wrong with thinking about it? Well, it just doesn't feel good. And when I think about that, it keeps me from what I want. Well, then you shouldn't think about that. I know I'm trying not to think about that, but I'm thinking about that. I wish I didn't think about that. If that thing wasn't so big. You know, that thing's been there for so long. Have I told you how long that's been there? That's been dogging me for as long as I can remember. And the more you talk about what you're not going to think about, the bigger it gets, and the more you use it as your excuse not to go into the vortex. Where if instead of not thinking about that thing you're not going to think about, which just causes you to think about that thing that you're not going to think about, you would try to think about something else. So then you say, okay, then I'll think about that. But that, way over there, is too far vibrationally apart. In other words, you've trained yourself over here. This is what's easy to think about because this is what's active in your vibration. So we want you to be nice to yourselves when you say, I'm thinking about this, but I'm not thinking about it as much. And I can't think about that because I've trained myself to think about this. What you want to do is think about this. A little closer to what you really want. Think about this. In other words, move incrementally. Just reach for the best feeling thought that you can find from where you are until you train yourself into the vicinity of your vortex. This vortex of creation, do you accept its reality? Doesn't matter if you do or not, it is reality. The larger part of you is there, even in your ignorance of it. There it is with everything you want. And this vortex, this edge of the vortex is somewhere on the emotional scale between hope and belief. That's where it is. So if you're over here in fear, you're nowhere near the vortex. And even though the vortex is calling you, it's pulling you forward. When you go from despair and the vortex gets hold of you a little bit and pulls you forward, you end up in revenge. And you say, oh, that doesn't feel very vortex-like. We say, yes, it does. It's closer. It's closer to the vortex than you were. When you allow yourself to move from revenge into hatred and hatred into anger and anger into less anger, into frustration, into overwhelmment, when you get in the vicinity of hope, now the vortex will take you right in and show you something to make a believer out of you. In other words, when you allow yourself to get into the vicinity of the vortex will help you to believe. So what we really want to talk about in this gathering, because most of you are not over there in despair. Most of you hang around with the low end of your vibration somewhere in the vicinity of overwhelmment. Oh, you dip into anger occasionally, sometimes despair, but your set point on your emotional scale is somewhere between overwhelmment, dipping into some anger, and hope. That's where most of you are hanging out. Occasionally you go right into the vortex, but you don't stay there very long. This is the thing that we really, 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 really want you to hear. You cannot train yourself into the vortex from anywhere outside the vortex. In other words, If we were to give you processes all day to try to help you to get into the vortex, it would be less effective than if life just takes you in. Jerry and Esther were driving across from Texas the last couple of days. Coming across New Mexico, there is this most beautiful place. It is called the Texas Canyon. It's in New Mexico. And it's not a canyon. But just the same, it is the most beautiful, 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 beautiful place. And as they drove and saw and breathed and felt, they could not remain outside the vortex. The condition of their moment took them in as they beheld the beauty and the well-being of their planet. Right in the vortex. Now, we don't want you running around looking for things that drag you in. There are plenty of them. But when you find yourself in there, milk it. Practice the vibration of it. Talk about how it feels. Remind yourself this is who you are. Remind yourself that this is the way you're supposed to feel. Remind yourself of the beauty of your planet. Remind yourself of the stability of your planet. Pick up a deck of well-being cards or beautiful pictures of something. In other words, that's the time to stay in the vortex. Practice the inside the vortex vibration. That will serve you far better than anything from outside the vortex you try to do to get in. And there are so many things that life shows you in every day that take you into the vortex. So when you find yourself in there, or when you even think you're in there and aren't sure, milk it. Milk it. Every time you have a moment and you are aware that you just felt a little relief and you're just feeling a little extra lift or high, a little better feeling, stop in that moment and acknowledge, what is it about this that feels so good? Jerry and Esther will sit in a restaurant that feels particularly good and they will play the game. Why do we like being here right now so much? What is it about this place that feels so good? Is it the lighting? Is it the food? Is it the fragrance in the air? Was it our server? Is it being with each other? No, it can't be that. We're always with each other. Must be something else. What is it? What is it? What is it that feels so good about this moment? What is it? And as they reach for it and identify more and more, what they do, they practice the vibration of being in the vortex longer. And this is the thing that we want you to understand. The more you practice it, the easier it is to be there. Don't you know people who are so optimistic that when you try to give them bad news, it just bounces off of them? Children are that way. A little girl in a restaurant, Jerry and Esther were sitting next to them, and the little girl was so taken by Esther. She could hear Esther's voice, so she was standing up in her booth, looking over her booth into the booth where Jerry and Esther were, and all she wanted to do was to see Esther. And Esther began winking at her and doing silly things with her silverware. She was eating with her spoon upside down and putting her napkin over her head. In other words, Esther was not helping the cause at all. Esther was attracting this little girl. And then Esther heard her father scolding her. And her father said, "Turn around and sit down now." And the little girl said, "No." And her father said, "Turn around and sit down now." And the little girl said, "No." And Esther is thinking, please turn around and sit down. Please turn around and sit down. But her father grabbed her by the ankles and dragged her across the booth. And then it was no longer a pretty sight over there. Esther felt a little bad about having temporarily dragged her into the vortex when her father clearly likes her better outside of the vortex, behaving herself. When you find yourself in the vortex, milk it with everything that you've got until you have such a vibration going on from inside the vortex that no one and nothing that is reverberating out there with a different frequency has any access to you. And what you will begin to discover is those old troublesome thoughts that used to make their way into your consciousness frequently, they're gone. Old grudges lift off of you. You stop rendezvousing with ornery people. You stop rendezvousing with people in traffic that are inconsiderate. In other words, when you train yourself into a vibration of of well-being, when you become solution-directed rather than problem-directed, when you train yourself inside the vortex, everything in your world will shift because you are the point of attraction.